Welcome back to In Light of the Gospel. My name is Dan Blatz. This is episode 94. Just this past weekend, we were down in Dallas, Texas. We met friends of ours from Cuauhtémoc, the same friends who a couple years ago invited us to come and speak at the Eindklossen, their marriage classes at Lebenswasser in Cuauhtémoc. Jake and Agatha were very involved with the initial stages of the church. Then they moved off for a couple of years out into the desert to try to build a farm. And now they travel back and forth. They still do their farming there, and it's become rather successful for them. But it was quite an adventure. When they first got started, they were looked at a little bit sideways for moving their family out into the desert like they did. But they dug the well, they started working, and years have gone by now, and they've never regretted it. They've had some really good times out there, some difficult times, but it's paid off now in the end, or in this stage of their life anyway. So Jake and I finally got to sit down together and really enjoy getting to know each other better, and then I was able to get this conversation on video. So you get to be a fly on the wall as I get to hear for the first time some of his upbringing, some of his childhood, some of his early decisions in their marriage and so on, and how they came to be where they are. I really appreciate this couple. They've been very generous and kind to us, and we just got to spend a whole weekend getting to know them, and we really enjoyed it. So I think you'll be blessed by this story, hopefully inspired by this story. Their passion and zest for life is inspiring to me, and I hope it will be for you as well. So thanks for coming around. God bless you. So now I've become a traveling podcaster. I come all the way to Texas to interview my guests. Here we are.
That's right.
You come from Mexico and up, and I come down from Canada, and then we can sit and do an interview.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's been a real pleasure spending the weekend with you guys, you and Agatha. And we got to know each other obviously 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago now. You guys invited us to Mexico. We were strangers then, and just really come to appreciate you guys. So I've been looking forward to getting your whole life story here once.
Yes, no, that's very mutual. It's been a pleasure getting to know you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You took us for a drive last time, way up to where you were born and raised. What is that? Campos 75?
67.
67, yeah. Because my dad was from 60, 61.
Yeah,
and you were from a little bit further north.
67, yeah.
But that's where you were born and raised?
Yep, till I was 13.
Okay. And you were, how many children your parents have?
7.
7, and where were you in there?
7. I was second oldest child, oldest son.
Okay.
Yes,
so
sir.
you carried the weight of the farm a lot of times then, probably.
Yeah, yep, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah. And with great pleasure. I really enjoyed it.
You liked farming then already?
Yes, sir.
What was life like in, that would have been the early 70s, late 70s? You would remember more of the 80s probably?
80s, because I was born in 75.
That's right. Okay. Yeah.
I would remember most from 86 to 89.
Okay.
Those are the 3 years that I remember most.
What was life like then? Only 40 years back, not even. What was life like there? Like electricity, technology, roads?
Dirt roads, of course, till Rubio. That's where the pavement started. But we did have electricity. I remember the day that electricity came into our campo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a drive to Rubio, though, that's a long drive back then.
That's a long drive. It's about 40 kilometers, but man, back then the dirt roads, it took a long time.
And then sometimes the year you just can't travel because it's all washed out or whatever.
Yeah, it's all washed out, and if it had rain, you couldn't pass because there was very little bridges.
Yeah. A lot has changed. I went there last year, as you know, for the first time, and it's all nicely paved way. Right. You can go all the way north there now, and it's nice traveling. A lot has changed.
Yes, sir. A lot of things have changed because then, I think it's probably, I will not say the year when hydro came in, but I remember it so clearly.
So you do remember no hydro also?
I remember no hydro. I remember horse and buggy before we had our first pickup.
Okay. Back then when Mennonites would get shunned or banned from the church if they switched to cars and trucks or tractors with rubber tires.
Yeah, I think my grandfather, had already taken good care of that because when Dad bought a truck, there was none of that.
No problem with that.
There was no problem. But I remember the first time he came home with a pickup.
There you go. So 86 to 89 roughly, you remember the clearest.
The clearest, yeah.
You would have been about 7 or 10, 11 years old.
Exactly, yeah.
What did your dad farm?
It was all dryland farming. Most of it, I believe, would be beans and oats. What I remember the most, yeah.
Lots of acres then already, or no?
It seemed like a lot of acres back then. I don't remember how many it would have been, but I would guesstimate a couple hundred acres, yeah.
And the small tractors.
Yeah, yeah. He had actually bought a tractor, which is, it was a big tractor for us back then. It was a 4440.
Okay.
With a enclosed cab, so that was...
And you guys were riding
that
big
was
time.
Huge, yeah.
Interesting. Now you got these big machines with GPS and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. What was life in your family like? Pretty happy family?
Happy family.
Yeah?
Happy family. Oh yeah, because we would always play outside in the dirt, making roads. Dad always bought us all kinds of equipment, like toy equipment, loaders and dozers and different things, and we would always out there play, but make it industrial. Yeah.
Okay.
Happy family, very happy childhood.
So your parents weren't like fighting, your dad wasn't abusive and all that kind of good stuff?
No, it was good.
Nice. Way too many of these stories that I do of guys that grew up down in Mexico especially. I mean, not to pick on Mexico, it happens everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So many of them, dad was a drunk or dad abused them or some terrible situation, right? But happy family is nice to hear.
Happy family, yeah.
You guys go to church?
We went to church.
That was an every Sunday kind of thing?
That was every Sunday. So we lived in Lebenswasser, and we drive all the way to Cuauhtémoc. Like, I'm not sure how many kilometers it is, but I would guess 60 kilometers.
It was a bit of a trek.
Yeah, every Sunday back and forth.
Interesting. But you were Elknia or no?
No, my parents went to a Clement church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because Old Colony, the kids didn't go to church.
No, yeah. But they went to Clement, yeah.
Okay, interesting. Would that have been a change your parents made in Mexico or no?
They made a change in Mexico.
Okay.
It was my parents with my uncle and aunt. I think they made the change at the same time.
Okay.
Where they went from the Old Colony to the Clement.
Yeah. Do you know if your parents had like a born again experience where they actually came to saving faith, or was it just they changed religions?
I think it was the change of religion or church.
Yeah.
More like, cause
sure, yeah.
Because I did not understand the born again idea back then, and I'm not sure how much my parents. I'm sure the church that they went to, they would have taught that.
Yeah.
But I did not understand any of that.
Okay. Another question I often really like to ask is, because so many Mennonite kids, and it seems like the more held back, the more old-fashioned they were, the more this tends to happen. But a lot of Old Colony kids especially grow up very scared of God, scared of dying. They just hope that one day that they'll get to pray before they die, or they go to bed at night scared and stuff. Did you have any thoughts of God early on?
I did, but not bad ones, not scary ones, no.
Well, that's a huge relief.
No. It was, especially if it was thundering. It seems like back in the day, it would rain and thunder a lot more in Mexico than it does nowadays. But maybe simply because I was young.
Sure.
And no, never had a fear of, what's God going to do now?
Okay.
I guess because my parents had sent us to different schools, I spent one summer, I believe it was, or winter, in an Old Colony school. From there, my parents would have sent us to either God's Commande or EMC school.
Okay.
Good schooling.
Yeah.
Good schooling.
So there might
Bible
have been
based.
a little more understanding of, hey, God's not up there just waiting to strike you down or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you remember having consciousness of God then, or guilt, or did you pray when you were young already?
I think I always prayed. I remember one time my mother asked me, hey, will you tell me the prayer that you always say before lunch? I couldn't even recite it because I got so used to it. So I have no idea, Mom. I don't know. So
I can say it when I need to. When it's supper time, Nate.
Yeah.
And then at night too, did you have memorized prayers?
It was memorized prayers, yeah.
We always did Los mich diese and unser Vater and Christi Blut and all these different Mennonite German prayers. Some of them very good prayers. Yeah.
But not that I would talk to God or Christ the way we do today.
No.
It was all this give Gilliere.
One thing I found that especially when I think back about it now, like I would pray that whole Los mich diese Nachten finden prayer. It's a long prayer, and I had no idea what it meant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But as I was saying those words in my head, I would be thinking about stuff in my day, maybe something that had gone on, or kind of praying in my thoughts, but using, High German words that I didn't understand.
Right.
Interesting. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe God hears all that too, right?
Oh, I think so. Sees the innocence of it, ne?
Yeah. So you're going to Mennonite Church. Did you go through a rebellious phase then yet too in your teenage years and all that?
Not in Mexico.
No,
I was 13 when we moved to Canada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then, just before you would have started running around Upagos and
yeah.
stuff. But Cuauhtémoc don't do that as much, eh?
No, they don't. However, it was the last year that we were still in Mexico. I was not 13 yet. Then I spent a few Sundays on Upagos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just getting into that rebellious wildlife. Yeah.
It's interesting,
so young.
That Mennonite and even Amish mentality. The Amish call it the Rumspringa, where the young people, they can go during their teenage years and just kind of sow their wild oats and go
exactly.
experience what it's like to be crazy. And most of them end up coming back to Amish church and being good citizens.
Yes, sir.
And Mennonites kind of do a little bit without saying it, but they're young people a lot of times at parties and alcohol and whatever else.
Yeah.
And then hopefully when you get married and be a mite, and
yeah,
you're going to
exactly.
be good to go.
Yeah, and if we're going down that road, go and seed your wild oats, nobody teaches you how to harvest that.
No, exactly.
Nee? It matures and it starts sprouting, but you don't know how to deal with it.
Yep.
Because now you seeded all this, and the only way to get it out of you, they want to discipline you. But at first you told me to go, and
exactly.
It wasn't necessarily my case.
No.
But
many of them end up with alcohol or smoking addiction because they started when they were...
That's where it was started, and probably even encouraged to do it.
Yeah.
Because now a year of age, you can go do that now.
Yeah.
From a young age of 13, probably.
That's right. So at 13, you guys moved to Canada then?
Correct.
Alberta. Man, what a contrast from Cuauhtémoc to cold Alberta.
It was cold. It was in February. It was the
you came in the winter.
Coldest month, yeah.
Sheesh. Do you remember what that was like, getting out here and just cold?
Well, I just remember it was we had a pickup truck with a topper in the back. That's where
everybody was piled in?
Yeah, exactly. So it got so cold. Yeah, I think it was 16th, if I remember right, 16th of February.
Okay.
Super cold.
Your dad gave up all the farming?
He gave up all the farming. He sold the milk cows, best day of our life almost.
Oh, you weren't happy about milking?
Oh no, that was too much work.
A lot of work, yeah.
No, I did not like that. I love cattle, but I did not like milking.
Yeah. It
was too repetitive.
Especially a bunch of them. We do one, and I share it with my son. It's fun. No big deal.
Yeah, because we would have, you first go milking, then you go away, let's say on a Sunday, né? But then you got to come back at 6 o'clock to go milk the cows again when you had different plans. We
do it as a cheater way too. We let the calf have the milk all day.
There you go.
And we separate the calf, and then we can have the milk in the morning, and then we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So then you move to Tabor area, and then just straight to work there too. What do you do in Tabor, especially in the winter?
Yeah, it's we lived with our cousins there for a couple months, and we rented a house in Tabor, Alberta. And then we went to school.
Oh, okay. So you got some English school.
We got to go into school. Yep.
Yeah.
Scary. Yeah. I really look forward to going to school there. I couldn't wait till they would actually put us in school.
Yeah.
But once I was in there, it was a lot different than I had thought it would be.
Oh, yeah? A lot different than in Mexico?
A lot different because I didn't speak any English.
No English.
No English. And then they would put me in a class where I thought, man, I'm so special, but I found out it was a special ed. Yeah.
Special not in a good way sometimes.
Special not in a good way, yeah.
So that you would have been in class with other Dicha Youngest probably that are trying
There was one.
Okay.
There was one, yep. In 89 there was a few Dichas that in Tabor area.
Was there not many there?
No, there was more in the Chin area. I'm not sure where northern Alberta would have been more, but not in Tabor.
I see.
There was a few, but
So that really started in the 80s when people started coming that way. Huh. What did your dad do for work in Alberta then?
He went to work for a company, Victory. It was called Victory, and it was manufacturing.
Okay.
I think it was manufacturing for combine parts or what it was.
See.
Don't quite remember how that was.
So you said you did not get rebellious in Mexico. Does that mean you did?
A little bit. A little bit.
Okay.
So they put me in grade 6, and then went to grade 6 all the way to grade 9. So 6, 7, 8, 9. I had 4 years in Canada.
Okay.
So I remember the June 26th, I believe, was the last day of school, and the next day I was at work.
After grade 9.
After grade 9.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I wanted to go to work. I've always loved working.
Yeah.
So really enjoyed it. So then I went to work right after the next day. And
by then you had learned English fairly well.
I could sure get along. Yeah. I picked it up quite easy. Not as easy as my siblings.
Right.
But I picked it up.
Yeah. And you can read and write and everything?
I can read and write, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's quite helpful, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Then you're grade 9, you're probably about 16 years old.
I was 16, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then by then there would have been a few more Dicha around already too.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, because there's quite a group there now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I was there in 24 November and 22 in November, and there's even at the little church that got started there, there's hundreds of people there now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of Dicha folk.
Yeah, when I was 16, I was 16 when I finished school, went to work, but then I started getting to a little bit of trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when more of the rebellious years would start.
I see.
How young? Thinking back now, 16, how young?
It's just a young boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people back then felt a lot older, right? You almost had to grow up a little bit quicker than our kids do today.
Yeah, seems that way.
Was that partying and drinking then, or?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Seems like kind of standard.
Yeah. Kind of standard, and I was always a bit of a big mouth.
No.
I was a big mouth. Just like I am today sometimes.
I can't see that.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen many a drunk tanks. Many times before the sun was down, I couldn't mat.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that bad, eh?
They would arrest me and.
Yeah. Because of disorderly conduct and stuff?
Yeah,
like
too loud, too frexan and loud and drinking in public, because it was, what's the point in doing it somewhere in secret? That's no fun.
No, exactly. And then once you're a little bit inebriated, kind of a little bit drunk, then you just, you let go and you do stupid things.
Do it, yeah.
I see. You had some kind of car back then that you told me about once.
That's correct, yeah.
Let's hear
and
that
I
story.
was 16.
Okay.
Because my dad always said, you know what, people that work hard should also be rewarded, and I would never shy away from working or helping out.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I believe he did it out of a good intention, and said, you know what, there was this car that I wanted. It was a 1980 Trans Am.
Okay.
This spotless, beautiful car. So I wanted that one, and I don't think that he would have bought it when he was like, let's get it.
He paid for it?
At first he did. I paid him back later, but I didn't have money, so he paid for it.
Yeah.
And I think I paid him back years later, because I could never save up $4,000. I could tell I was too much of a spender.
That's a big price tag.
Yeah.
And you went straight to manufacturing too?
No, actually I worked for a produce company where they would bag corn and potatoes and make French fries and bag that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then there you are, 16, driving around with a Trans Am.
Driving around with this powerful car that I shouldn't have.
V8 or no?
It was a V8 turbocharged.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it went fast.
I guess so.
It was very fast for a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
So yeah, then I got myself in trouble. I had that car 1 year, and it didn't last no longer. After that was done.
Because you had just hinked it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, wrecked it. So one time I remember driving down the road, and for some reason it would start burning. It was burning in the back. From Wingsong, I have no idea what happened,
Some
but then
electrical thing maybe. Or
something, and that damaged it quite a bit as well. We got a water truck from my neighbor, and then in Ichaitin that would still drive, but then it had really messed up.
Oh man.
A lot of it. But then in that car, It was in a pound a lot. I got my impairs on that one. Before I was 18, I probably had four impairs that they took my license away, but only for 24 hours. That's all they could.
So then you're right back at it.
They pounded the car and put me in the tank. So the next day, like in a jail, drunk tank they would call it.
Yeah.
That's what they called it. So then once I was 18, then things changed a little bit. Then the government or the court system had more hold on.
They could do more than just a 24-hour.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So then I lost my license at one time for 6 months. And then I got him back. I had him back just a little while, and I lost him for a year.
Oh man, you just kept going.
I just kept going.
What were your parents thinking about this lifestyle now? Were you drunk?
I don't know. I should maybe ask them now sometime what they were thinking, but they were not pleased.
Oh, I'm sure.
They were not pleased.
Yeah.
Just like I think back now, intentionally you would never raise a child to do that, right? Like my parents didn't raise me to do this. I had never seen my dad drinking.
Yeah.
I was always that way. You know what? If we're gonna start drinking, we're gonna not stop till it's done.
And then you're also the example to all your brothers at the time,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Praise God, none of them came to follow me in those footsteps.
Is that right?
Yeah.
They all kind of stayed away from it.
Yeah.
Good. You met Agatha during that time?
Yes.
Because I think there was a story with the car and Agatha yet too.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So yeah, we met. I think we were 15. No, we met when I was probably 14.
Okay,
we met, yeah.
Just little kids.
Just little kids, and we went to work together right away.
Okay.
Like back in the day, we'd go picking rocks for the farmers, and they would help her family. And Luta, we'd work in this produce company that I was telling you about, and they would work there as well.
Yep.
Amongst the potatoes and corn. So we got to know each other. All wheat fire.
Well, you've been working together with Agatha for what, 40
all my
years?
Life.
That's kind of a neat story.
Yeah, van 14 wieder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't super uncommon even then to have boyfriend girlfriend at a pretty young age, eh?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think we started dating till I was 16.
Yep.
Maybe, yeah. She was 15, I was 16, I believe.
Okay.
But then after I lost my license for 1 year, I had him back again for a month, and I lost him again. I was driving a motorbike this time.
Okay.
And it was a single accident. I tripped it, fell over with the bike, and there was a off-duty cop going for a walk. And he came, and he thought, hey, how can I help this guy? And he smelt that I had been drinking.
Oh, boy.
And he held me down for about 30 minutes till the cops came from Tabor. And
because you were trying to get out of there or what?
I was trying. I promised him everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, and then I lost my license for 3 years.
Shoot. So 24 hour, and then finally 6 months, and then a year, and then now 3 years.
3 years.
And then during that time, what do you do, right? Like you either
Yeah.
drive illegally or you're stuck.
Yeah. So the judge said 3 years. You're not going to learn. We're going to do what we can to teach you. We're going to break you. And the cops, they already told me, you know what, you're going to have to smarten up. And I said, I will one day. I've been back to the Tabor police and told them thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for.
Was there much as far as guilt or shame about it that back then, or was it just dates plus prove and just went forward?
Man, I don't think that I had guilt or shame. No, that's plus växan, and I always made sure that when I could Amazon to down, we're gonna do it out in the open.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it on the streets, and we weren't fraxan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was Agatha's response to you constantly being in trouble?
Well, I don't know what she has said. I mean, they gleicht dat nicht.
Right.
I would not let anybody tell me anything back then.
Okay.
No. But you know what? Once I heard the judge say 3 years, I was done.
Really?
I was done.
That meant something finally.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I said from here on. So it was probably a year later then we went back to court, and then the judge said I could have one of those breathalyzers in the car.
Okay.
Then I could drive. But it was very inconvenient. By that time, I was working on a farm.
Yeah.
And my boss had fields all over the place, spread out. Then they would always have to first drive the tractor to the field, then come and pick me up and bring me to the tractor to do the work, and then in the evening pick me up again. So I've been very grateful for him to keep me on, that I could at least do work.
Yeah. But then whenever you drove from field to field, you had to first do the breathalyzer?
No, I could not. Just on my little car. Like tractors, nothing. I couldn't drive nothing. Just the car.
I see.
Yeah, so that was very, very inconvenient.
Yeah, but that cured you of your drinking and driving?
Yeah, oh yeah, that finished. That was done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got married over that time, and oh man. So Agatha would always have to drive. Well, until I got this breathalyzer thing.
Yeah. If you got married during that time, then likely you would have had to go through like baptism and becoming a member of the church and all that too. Was there any change that way spiritually? Do you know the gospel yet?
A month before I got married.
Yeah.
A month before we got married, then I guess in a way we got baptized to, not baptized to get married, but we wanted to get married.
Yeah.
But hey, we're not baptized yet. Let's quickly get baptized.
You got to do that first.
We didn't necessarily get baptized to get married. However, I wanted to get baptized before I got married.
Yeah.
So then Peter Weeb was a pastor in Tabor at that time.
Still a Mennonite church?
This was now EMC.
Okay.
This was EMC, and he spent a lot of time with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went through the instruction class, I think they call it,
Yeah.
with him, and he explained the gospel very clearly.
Okay.
Yeah. And and through the whole born again process and all this,
Yeah. And it was there like a real conversion for you then, where you were like, I'm giving my life to the Lord, and I know that my sins are washed away? Or
yeah, which somehow I had picked it up already along the way.
Some of that talk.
Yeah, some of that talk, but he's I guess what brought the home run.
Okay.
Yeah, where I accepted Christ, and yeah, you betcha. You know what? I believe my sins are forgiven.
Yeah.
So and then put at me handjatald as a Christian.
Okay.
Yeah, going snee like I still making a bunch of mistakes.
Sure. But like sometimes you see people who make a profession of faith, and they're maybe good, but they're not really like on fire for the Lord, not like excited for serving and all that. Was there any kind of real where you're like, I really want to live for God at this point?
Next Uzziah, we got married, and then it was less than a month from the time we got married. Then I went back to Peter Weeb to the church, and I said, we're not going to come to church here. Thanks for marrying us. We're gone.
Okay.
Then we didn't go to church for a while.
Why did you make that decision?
I didn't really like church.
Okay.
I didn't. Actually, det var church inte really för mig. I mean, it's I så glad plötsligt från vad jag redan där.
Yeah.
But no, we're not going to go to church. So we just decided we're going to stay home or go do other things on Sunday.
I see. But you didn't just stop coming. You actually came to the preacher and said, we're not coming
Yeah,
anymore.
we're not coming anymore. No, you become a member while you get baptized and all that.
Yeah.
I said, my part, you can just take that out of there, and we're not going to come here in a bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So still kind of, nobody's going to tell me what to do.
Exactly.
Interesting. Man, yeah. Huh. So then for many years you were still in Alberta but never went to church?
Didn't go to church, and then at one time we met Sam Hofer. My brother Willie was working for Sam Hofer.
Okay.
And I found out
would that be a Hutterite?
Ex-Hutterite, yeah.
Yeah, sounds right.
He was never in the Hutterite, but his dad had left the Hutterite system. So then my brother Willie was telling me about this. It was a little red barn that they rented, and it was a community center.
Okay.
Shaped in as a barn. And they met there on Sunday mornings, so we went there.
That's in Tabor?
No, that was actually in Raymond, I think it was back then. It was quite a drive.
Okay.
But yeah, and that I liked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like church to you?
No, they were sitting around, they set up tables like a horseshoe.
Okay.
Sitting around there and just doing some singing and coffee and snacks and Bible teaching. He would just sit there and tell us Bible, read through the Bible, teach through the Bible.
Sunday mornings, though?
That was Sunday morning.
Okay.
And he would always incorporate a lot of stories that he had experienced during the week. Because I think Zino Abet, it was always quite exciting.
Interesting.
So, and that I really liked. So we went there and we kept going and going and going, and we attended that church till we moved to Mexico.
Okay.
In 2002.
I see. So there's probably no real clear moment then where, I mean, you did say you understood that Christ had died for your sins before you became a member at the EMC. Mm-hmm. But like, for me, it was like I was trusting in my works. I was doing all these things, trying my best, had no assurance of salvation. And then one day I saw Christ actually did this for me. Mm-hmm. Like his gift for me was he took my sins. He died on the cross. He rose again. I'm free from my sins. And it just changed my life like nothing else, right? Mm-hmm. That wasn't like a clear lights off, lights on movement for you.
No, it was not like that for me. No, I remember there were some friends of mine in Alberta when we were attending this church with Sam Hofer. It happened to them like that, and I thought, man, how could that be? I wish I would have had that. Yeah. But I didn't. To me, it was more gradual till, I understand more and more and more and more. Yeah. Yeah.
So then how long did you stay in Alberta? Do you have your girls born there in Alberta?
One daughter. Okay. Caroline, our oldest, she's born in Alberta.
Okay.
So Raymond was quite a ways to drive to church. Yeah. There was more people coming from the Tabor or Barnwell area or Lethbridge area. So we built a garage on our property in Alberta. Okay. And then we started meeting in there.
And then Sam would come there?
Yes, sir. Okay. Sam would come there and
So you've always been organizing things and bringing people in.
Yeah. So that's what we were doing. And on Sunday we would always have food together. We would, because people came from so far away. Yeah. Instead of going to a restaurant, we would just eat there, have lunch, and about 3 or 4 o'clock, people would start going home.
So it wasn't just
a very blessed time.
A quick 1 hour sermon, then go home.
No, it was longer. Yeah.
Is that gathering happening anymore?
They have. It changed a few times already. Yeah. But the people from that church, they joined a different church in Tabor, and I'm not sure how exactly that's going. But Sam Hofer has moved to the United States. I think he lives in Pennsylvania or Michigan somewhere.
Keep in touch with him at all?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't.
That'd be neat to look him up sometime.
Yes. Yeah.
So why did you move to Mexico then?
Moving to Mexico, there was a company called Industrial Buckets.
Oh, yes.
Industrial Buckets. And Peter Van Heerden and Bert Van Heerden, they were brothers out of Lethbridge area. Okay. Very influential people. They came to church there. They attended church at our place there.
That's like a Dutch last name?
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So, and then Bert Van Heerden kept saying, they had started a company in Mexico called Industrial Buckets. And they needed more help. So then he kept telling me, hey, Jake, I need you to move to Mexico for me and work for me there. No, I'm happy here. Like,
I came from Mexico. Yeah. I'm not going back there.
We were happy in Canada. It was going well. And then it was probably 2 months for sure that every Sunday he would pick on me. I need you to, and then I told him, you know what, I don't even speak Spanish. Like, drop it already. Mm-hmm. He said, then hire somebody that speaks Spanish, but I need your help out there. Okay. Okay, muy bien. So then we were invited to Peter Van Heerden's house for supper one time that same week. And he said, you know what, we're actually going to go to Mexico with a Cessna. A little Cessna plane, 1 engine. Yeah. With Enos Miller. So it was Enos Miller, Peter Van Heerden, myself, and there was one more person in there. So we went to Mexico.
I see.
Flew to Mexico.
To Cuauhtémoc.
From Eureka, Montana, we flew to Cuauhtémoc.
What's the connection? Maybe this is totally off the point, but what's the connection between these Dutch guys, Van Heerden, and Cuauhtémoc? Why would they have...
Well, Bert had already... I'm not sure why Bert got involved in Mexico, Bert Van Heerden. But it's probably through Peter, because Peter, Sam Hofer, and Enos Miller, they had already started some ministries in Mexico.
With the Mennonites.
They would do some evening churches and singing. And so now they flew out there with a plane. So I decided, hey, I'll go with.
take a look.
Took a look at this company.
Yeah.
So lo and behold, we arrived. I mean, that was a day. We went through in the wintertime. It was crazy on that little plane with all these snowstorms.
Yeah.
But we made it.
Would have been a long flight.
We made it. Yeah, it was a long flight. So once we were there, I met Eddie Cornelson. He was the one running the company in Mexico. So I had never seen him before. He picked us up from the airport. We spent 24 hours in Mexico, and then we flew back.
Back on that little plane?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said, yep, I'll take the job.
Really?
Yep.
Something about it looked appealing?
Yeah, so we went back, and I said, if Agatha's game, if she's good to go, we're going to move to Mexico. So this was October 31st. I was back in 2021. 2022, it was.
22 or 2002?
No, 2002.
2002,
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So she said, yeah, let's do it. So we put up everything for sale November 1st. By December 15th, everything was sold, house and everything.
Okay.
Then we packed up we had a Cutlass Supreme car.
And your
packed it up and off we went.
Okay.
And one baby, yeah. Yeah, so we moved to Mexico. Never ever looked back. We had people ask, well, where are you going to live? I have no idea. We had nothing.
Yeah.
We had no place to live.
And your wages were not going to be excellent, probably.
No, they started low because that was Mexico wages back then. It was low, but we had everything paid for that we had, and I had invested a little bit of money into that company, and off we went.
I see. So at that time, there was no vision of farming or church plants or anything like that?
No, nothing. No, not. It was a brand new adventure for us to go out to Mexico to go to work.
Yeah. And you worked there, Industrial Buckets, for how long?
3.5 years.
That's it?
That's it.
Were you there while Steve was there then?
Yep.
Okay. Because that's how I became familiar with the name Industrial Buckets. He was working there, and he sent me some emails from his Industrial Buckets email address. And you knew Steve then already? Yeah,
I was probably there a year when he came.
Yeah.
He came before he was married. He spent some time in Mexico with his uncle.
Yeah.
And then he would be at the office.
Okay.
And then went back to Canada, got married, and then they moved to Mexico.
Steve was just a little schnotty at the time, eh?
Yeah. Young guy and ambitious, and he came. Worked for Industrial Buckets,
Okay. And then there was no thoughts of starting a church yet either with Lebenswasser or anything like that?
No.
You guys just lived right there on the corridor?
Yep.
Yeah.
We would rent.
I think you showed me one of the houses.
Yeah. I mean, in Mexico it's interesting, especially back then. You could rent the house, but until it sells. There was nothing, this house is made
for renting.
Yeah, okay. No. So we'd have to move all the time. House would sell, we'd have to move.
I see.
Yeah, so it took a while for us to. I was actually still working at Industrial Buckets when we started building the house. I guess we were in Mexico 3.5 years and we built the house.
Okay. Maybe that's the one you showed me, was the one that you built. A lot of times when people become Christian, you just expect that their life would be without too many sins or faults. But you fell back into alcoholism at some point, no?
Yes, I don't remember the year that it was, but I did.
Yeah. That was later on yet, or kind of early in Mexico days?
It was, I would say, probably the 4th or 5th year that we lived in Mexico. Yeah.
So things had gotten a bit rough for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I hadn't touched alcohol for a long time. And one time, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I had a beer with a group of friends. And that was it.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's been severely addicted to something like that, all the flesh needs is one little taste, and then it's craving and craving and craving, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that did not last very long. It seems like I got into it a little bit heavy, but I don't think it lasted a year, and then I was done with it again.
Yeah, because then you had a couple little kids looking at you already.
Yeah, and our oldest one said, "Daddy, I wish you wouldn't drink anymore," and that was the last time. It didn't matter what Agatha said.
Didn't need a judge to say 3 years this time.
No. And even Agatha, I know she didn't want me to drink, and she put her through very hard times.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter so much to me what she said, but when the children started saying that, that touched me, and I was done.
Agatha, she obviously very much impresses my wife and I with her faith and her joy in the scriptures and just in following you and all that. Was she already then at that point a very faithful believer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't work with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, already fun, long trade. Like, even when we were dating, I could be, hey, if you want to hang out with me, you better come here. I'm not going to your house.
Okay.
So
she was a godsend.
Yeah, she was a godsend, or is a godsend.
Yeah, man, oh man.
Very supportive.
Yeah. We, obviously, some of our history stems from the whole Lebenswasser Church. You invited me to come speak there a couple of years back, but you were there kind of at the origin of that church, no?
Yes, there was times where when Steve and Debbie, when they moved to Mexico, then we said, you know what, let's go do something. Let's go do something for the youth.
Yeah.
We'll just rent a place. So we could rent the different spekkers or gyms, and then we would set up volleyball games and invite youth off the street. We would just literally stop by the youth when they were on Madvex Uvis, and we'd invite them, hey, come with us, with us. And some followed.
Yeah, was some of your inspiration from the Sam Hofer days, maybe? Just
I think so.
Like, hey, you can just come to this
place. He took us to Los Angeles, or to California by Santa Barbara, I think it was called, with, what's his name, Ray Comfort.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Way back then?
Yeah. And watching all of that, how they would hand out tracts and talk to, like, share the gospel on the street.
Yeah.
I think we were inspired by that.
Yeah.
Back then I wouldn't, well, that's what we done, eh?
I see.
Oh, but looking back now, that all helped lead this.
Interesting.
So then Steve would bring his guitar, he would strum a little bit, sing a little bit, and we would order a bunch of pizza and have pizza and volleyball, and it was a great evening.
Mostly like Auknisha or like...
Yeah, pretty much Ola.
Interesting.
Off the streets. So then it came to the point where we needed a bigger building, and there was another investor from heavy equipment. His name was Art Duick from Canada, and he had a heart for ministry and serving. So then he said, I'll help you guys build a shop if you want.
Just to play volleyball and put these young people in.
Yeah,
interesting.
And then he said, you know what, let's call it Dream Center. I'm not sure if I would have still went along with it now because Dream Center wasn't our name. He had picked it up somewhere else. But that's what it was called back in the day.
Okay. And is that at the location where Lebenswasser is
That's
now?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, the very heart where the sanctuary is now, where the church is in.
That used to be the Dream Center.
That is the Spika.
Volleyball and...
Exactly. So then a lot of people would come, a lot of churches would send their youth.
Okay.
There'd be a couple hundred youth that would meet.
Interesting.
And then the time came that the churches didn't support that anymore, that their youth would come, and it greatly decreased.
Okay.
Almost to the point where it's hardly worth it.
Wow.
We're now in a Montportac with the Kumdaiden, and we figured, man, should we continue doing it? That I worked because it felt like we didn't have the support of the churches.
Yeah.
I think beyond that they thought, well, we're teaching our youth old Dinga in our churches, and I'm not sure what they're going to learn there.
Yeah.
So
and Steve would probably sing English songs and all that.
Yeah,
too, right? Yeah. You guys were all attending different churches at the time?
We would drive to 77 called Hillside. Okay. Hillside Church. That's where we drive to. There. Jacob, Cornelson's, Eddie's, Steve's, ourselves, Meyer's. I think we all went to that church.
Interesting.
But it was far away. It was an hour drive.
Yeah.
It was an hour drive, and then we decided, you know what? Why don't we start meeting as a church?
Right.
We're all looking for a church that where there's going to be a good children's program for our kids, for our children, and then we decided, hey, let's start the meeting in houses. Yeah. So we would do that for quite a while.
I see.
Everybody had their different giftings, what everybody would do, and then we would meet in houses. That was good.
Nice. I'm sure some of those memories are pretty sweet memories, right? All the excitement and joy of just gathering together in homes.
Exactly.
And we've talked about some of the ups and downs of the early stages, different leaders coming and going and all that kind of stuff, but it was a bit of a rocky start. But it wasn't right away that it became Lebenswasser.
No. It was, I cannot tell you exactly which year we changed it, but it was Dream Center was on there, the name was on there. And we would meet on the smaller side because it was divided into 2 rooms. We would meet in the evening, Sunday evenings, we would meet. After we were done in the houses, because it got a bit bigger, that got too crowded for the houses, now we would meet in that Dream Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Sunday evenings.
I see. That's cool. Now, the interesting adventure for you guys as a family that always intrigues us is you guys bought that farm. What year was that?
We bought that farm in 2010.
2010.
That's in Viomada, like that is
way up there.
3.5 hour drive from Cuauhtémoc.
And you guys went totally like an adventure, like we're gonna do something different here. And you took your kids up there and you homeschooled them. You were gone for like 7 years?
Yeah, so what happened is I had sold this one man a few trucks.
Yeah.
Because I was buying and selling a bit of equipment. And he would not pay me. He said, I can't pay you, but what I can do is I can pay you with a piece of land. And
I see.
Oh man, I'll take it. So we went out, got to know it, way out there.
That's much closer to El Paso.
Yeah, it is. Hour and 20 minutes to El Paso. So then I didn't hesitate. I went out there and made a well.
Yep. There was no wells on there.
There was no wells. It was all rustico, full of mosquitoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what did you see there that you thought, hey, I'm going to do something? Was there other farms around that were doing it already?
There was a couple farms, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but you didn't know farming?
No, I did not know farming. I worked for a farm in Alberta, but working for somebody on a alfalfa field, that's one thing.
Yeah.
So now we bought this piece of land, made a well on there, and it had water. I said, now we have water, now we're going to go to work.
Yeah.
So we cleared the land that same year.
Yep.
And we had, it was in the beginning, I think in February, we made the well, tested the well, it had water. We cleared it, and in July we planted a crop yet.
Okay, and then all this time you're still living in Cuauhtémoc?
In Cuauhtémoc, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we had nothing to live. I stayed at a neighbor's place in Spekia.
Yeah. And then you did that for a full year before you built a house there?
Almost a full year. It was probably 8 months.
Yeah.
And we grew beans. Like I had no idea. I just heard that beans is a good crop to grow on new soil.
Yeah.
My idea was, my goal was alfalfa. I want to grow alfalfa. So then I grew beans and rented a combine from a friend of mine. That's the very first time I ever drove a combine.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea.
Interesting.
Nada. Everything we did was for the first time.
Interesting.
And we had we had cleared the land, so there was a lot of sticks yet in there. And they would end up in that combine, and oh man. So Agatha would oftentimes have to, we would cut the beans at night, because I act like they go on saritm on the street.
Yeah.
So we'd cut it at night, and then combine them during the day.
Oh man. Working day and night sometimes?
Working day and night, and she would oftentimes walk in front of the combine and make sure the sticks were out of the way and just totally dive in. No, wow. We're here, we're going to do it together.
How much of that was ambition to make a farm, and how much of it was we want to do something with our kids? Because you guys obviously, you homeschooled, and I know you had some of the same principles for living that we now do, where you're wanting to raise your children with purpose and hard work ethic and all that.
I think it was almost equal.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to work with our children. They enjoyed the outdoors.
Oh, I can imagine.
Just totally loved the outdoors, because Carolina was not 2 weeks old and she was in a car seat in a tractor in Canada. Agatha always drove a tractor.
Okay.
And Carolina grew up in the tractor first couple of years. That's what they did.
Yeah.
So we had that lifestyle a little bit already from Tabor Hay. So then moving there was, again, just a huge adventure, and I knew what I wanted.
Yeah.
We're going to go there, and so we got a little house built that Agatha and her cousin built, a little 800 square foot cabin.
Yeah.
And Albert Fruys, he had a truck. He brought it there to Viomala. That's where we lived for a couple years.
Agatha and her cousin built it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that you guys must have been looked at a little sideways by some people. Like, what in the world are you doing, moving out into the jungle like that? Not jungle, desert with
desert.
The Indians.
What do you are? So yeah. I even this year, somebody said, I still can't believe that you're out there. Well, I can. We have always enjoyed it there.
Yeah. Sometimes people are so afraid to do what is necessary for their family, and I can say the same thing for myself. Even there's times when I haven't done what I should have done, probably. And maybe that's extreme. Some people probably couldn't do it. I know some people have moved away and tried things and they just can't make it work.
Yeah.
But if you, for one, if you want to be successful financially, sometimes you have to take big risks that look outlandish. But even with trying to raise your children, if your children are going a certain pattern, or you see all the children being raised around you going in this certain pattern, how do you think you're going to do different? You're going to have to do something that's out of the ordinary, something that shows your kids that this thing right here, this family unit, means more to us than anything else.
That's right, yeah.
And we're willing to do the wild, crazy things that everybody shakes their head at because this is what we're doing.
Exactly,
right? Yeah. And this is what you did.
That's what we did. So then after we had moved the house there, Lebenswasser was going already at that time. But then we couldn't afford to go back and forth.
And it's a long drive.
Yeah, we had no money. We had debt to start with the farm. So then we stayed at the farm for 7 years straight. We'd once in a while go to Cuauhtémoc, but you felt like a stranger.
Yeah.
So then
and you go to El Paso for church every couple of weeks or something.
That's correct. Yeah, we'd go to El Paso.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And your kids got that wild adventure life of running around in the hills.
Yeah, exactly. Excuse me.
Your daughter's riding horses. And
yep, they had horses. Yep.
Josh driving trucks from before he could stand and see out the windows.
Yep. Yeah. So the things what they got, the girls, they got horses. Joshua got a quad.
Yeah.
And that's what they needed.
Yeah. They didn't need a bunch of friends and toys and constantly interacting and playing on teams and stuff.
No, there was no such thing as WhatsApp or any of that back then. So if you would ask our children now if they missed out, they would say no, they didn't miss out.
They enjoyed those days.
They enjoyed it. There was other friends that live on that colonia that they interacted with. They actually worked for us.
Yeah.
And they had children.
That was enough.
And they did it all.
Yeah. There's a lot of parents that
played a lot.
There's a lot of parents that live their life based on the pressures of their kids that they get from their surroundings, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, but all my friends are doing this. Well, I guess then we got to do that, right? And then they kind of follow their kids around hoping to have good relationships with them. And it ends up being that the kids never get enough from their parents, right?
That's right.
The parents run around trying to make their kids happy, and the kids are miserable a lot of times.
Yeah.
And so here you're like, hey, no, we got a plan. We got things we're going to do. We got a vision for our family, and we're going to try to accomplish it. Right? So.
Oh yeah, the children, when we would go out and seeding oats or alfalfa or whatever, they would ride on the back of the cedar like they were in a plus band. No, they were always outside.
Yeah. But I know you've told me some of the backstory there and how you started with partners and things went up and down and all kinds of debt and whatnot. But you struggled and fought and kept pushing through for years before it really started turning some profit for you.
Yeah, 10 years.
10 years before it really became profitable?
Yeah, before it made profit. Yeah.
Really? Because you were paying down debts and stuff.
Paying down debts. I had a lot of debt and not knowing what I was doing. I didn't know markets. But then when we got into alfalfa, I was able to rent some land from the side. So I had 4 circles of alfalfa. Okay. And then we would start exporting it to the United States, to Clovis, New Mexico. Yeah. And that's when it started working better financially. Okay.
Once you knew the markets and what actually sells. Yeah. And now you do onions and melons and
oats and alfalfa. So, but we went to always find out our own market. Like we've been to Clovis, we've been driving that around. Every year we would do a family trip. Okay. Everybody get in at Yukon and we would go visit dairies and not just meet the owner. We would actually ask, can we go see your milk and business while it's going? Although we'd explore their farms, and that was always very talk about a field day for the children. Eh?
Yeah,
we're going out.
They're not just learning from a book. They're seeing it firsthand. They're knowing how business and food works.
Yeah, exactly. And then going to Mexico City to market melons or watermelons or onions, we'd always go find our market ourselves.
Yeah.
To not just rely on, hey, this guy's going to buy our produce and it's going to be gone, but we went and found.
Yeah.
That has always been a great pleasure. Cool. Great adventure.
You guys have a very unique and interesting lifestyle. One of the things that I've been trying to promote over the last few years, and I don't even know how to encourage it exactly, but most Christians realize that about 70 years ago, a terrible thing happened to society, and that was the feminist movement, which took a lot of women out of the homes. Us Mennonites kind of escaped that a little bit because most women stayed in the homes. But we talk about how terrible it was that the women got taken out of the homes. But if you look in history, another 60, 70 years before that, men got taken out of the homes.
Oh, there you go.
Because it used to be men did what you did. They worked around their family. They were with their kids. They were building things. They were doing blacksmithing or farming or whatever it was, right? They were the main, like their main hub was their home. They were with their families, right? And that's something that I wish we could bring back more. And if you have a 60-hour work week where you're gone to work all the time, you have to work extra hard after hours to try to make up for all of that. Because how can you, as the dad, be the main influence on them if they spend 10 hours a day at school and then you're gone another 7 hours after that and then you see them an hour before bed? Like it just doesn't work.
No. You're the provider.
Yeah.
That's I'm not sure how they would see it, but that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Well, I believe what we did sometimes too much. If I would go back now, I probably wouldn't do it as much. Agatha and I'd always be out in the field, and the kids would play around the house a lot more.
Yeah.
Where they would probably think, man, mom and dad are always working.
Oh, I see.
I mean, we're here around the house and we see them because it was all walking distance. Our fields were all touching.
Yeah.
We guys said we did 9, maybe 2 or 3 kilometers because of 100 hectares on kilometer, right? Oh, but at the same time, we took them with us a lot.
Yeah.
And what helped so much that they had horses and Joshua had his little quad.
Yeah.
So they would often come and bring us our iced teas or something.
That's cool.
I think just to see, hey,
some happy
mom and dad are still out there and they're not lost. So yeah.
Well, the reason we met actually was the whole Eindklausen, and you eventually made your way back to Cuauhtémoc. You built a house there when things started going really well for you, and now you're back integrated and involved with Lebenswasser. You're one of the elders there and everything.
Correct.
And obviously, because you and Agatha have always worked well together and have learned to work through things, you've gone to conferences and all that, you've got a real passion to see other people's marriages fixed and blossom and all that kind of stuff. That's seems to be now your vision almost, is to help people with business mindset and with family and marriage and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, what I really enjoy seeing is when young guys of all ages, but especially young guys, when they succeed in what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be a grind. We've seen it. We've done a lot of that, where it's so hard and it's a grind, and I cannot get ahead. And if debt and struggles can take you under, where you just throw it all away and fine, I'll either go to the bottle or like them plus water for an each kind of thing. That's no way of moving ahead. So that's why I have a passion to help, or that to see guys get their own business and actually move ahead in life to run it themselves. Entrepreneurs,
And then obviously marriage is a big focus for you and Agatha both, and hospitality and all that. Yeah,
hospitality is one of our values. I think it's right on top there. It's a value that we've carried in our house all the time we've been married, and it's just part of us. It's who we are.
Love to host and entertain.
Yes,
and
love it.
Like that.
Enjoy people. We love people, and this whole thing about marriage. There was always Valentine's nights. In February. Okay, so now we got a special evening for all you couples once a year.
Yeah.
And that's not fair. That's not fair for the married couples, where they were figuring, well, what about the rest of the year? Like,
maybe they're suffering through marriage and they don't know how to make it work. But once a year, we got to pretend.
But one day a year, you can dress up and pretend that you guys are getting along real good and smile for that one picture, and then see you next year.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happens. What I believe happens when the event is only once a year.
Yeah.
So then we decided what we'll do is we'll have 3 to 4 weeks. We would meet on Thursday. We would call it the Eindklos, like you're supposed to become Eind.
One, yeah.
So we would teach on marriages, verschiedene dingen on marriage, invite different speakers to come and speak in marriage, to lead up to this Valentine's thing. Like we've all mentioned Halton relationally.
Yeah. Let them know kind of what it is that we're celebrating.
Yeah. But if it's just for that Valentine's thing, well, you could go do that anywhere. You can go do that in Chihuahua or in El Paso, or you could actually come and work on your marriage and improve it. I know it's only three weeks out of the year, but it's something.
Yeah, that's right.
And we have seen that grow. I mean, there's been, I think when we started, there was probably 25 couples that came. They had to sign up. They had to sign up because we just had a smaller classroom where we did it in.
I see.
And I think it was 25 couples that came the first time, so it was 50 people. I said, that's good.
Yeah, hopefully we can help these 25
Let's go. Let's go. So my thing was to put some snacks out already before you would go in and make it. I always think that when you walk into a room, especially a conference or a marriage event like that, when you walk into the church or into the building where it's going to be held, the atmosphere that you're going to put in there, if it sets the stage.
Yeah.
If there's nothing, you just walk in, it's all quiet, and then the MC goes up and he starts talking, while the expectations, they're low.
Yeah.
But when your coffee shop is open and you have some chocolate and on different tables and stands, and people there's greeters and they walk you in.
Because a lot of people that come there unsure and they're uncomfortable, so if you can make them relaxed and comfortable. Absolutely.
I always say that if nothing else, if you can have a cup of coffee holding there and stirring that one, that you got a buddy.
The church we went to years ago, every year they did a couples night, they called it, and it was one of the best evangelistic times of the year, where they would all go and then they would all invite a couple, and then people who never would go to church, who would never hear a message on marriage or the gospel in any way, would come to these couples nights, and they'd all get dressed up, and there's nice food and maybe candlelight, and it feels nice, and then they get a good strong teaching on marriage, play some games, have some good food, and it was always and after that there was a few more families that started coming to church and stuff like that.
That's right. It's good bridge building for that. And that's one of the reasons why we do it during the week. It's a Thursday. A lot of couples attend that evening that don't come to church on a regular basis. And it's not necessarily to say, hey, now come to church, but it is to serve the community.
Absolutely.
The church, the people that come to church that are home, of course, and then, hey, come on over, bring friends, come on out to help the community. I mean, we've done it 4 years. And I think we've done it now 5 times. We did it 3 times, then the last 2 times you've been there.
Yep.
Yeah, we found you, and
that was a lot of fun.
And we found out the passion you have for family and marriages. So we said, hey Dan, why don't you come to Mexico? So
we had how many people there at that evening when I spoke?
Yeah, I mean, this last time I think it was well over 300.
Yeah, it was really nice to see a room full of people, and everybody's hungry for how do we do marriage? Because Mennonites have always done marriage. We don't get divorced really. Yeah. Some do, but very few. But then we're not happy. We're not enjoying it. That's not the way, But then you talk about marriage from the Bible, and it sounds like it should be good, right? So
yeah, exactly. And you figure, well, why are we married anyways? Like, what's the big idea, eh?
Yeah, just to make babies?
Yeah, like what's the plan? Am I just always supposed to work for you? Oh, but the number one thing, why we are out there and we're actually passionate about marriages, couples.
Yeah.
But the younger ones, they get married and there's Androyo Befrit, all is very good. I mean, he works more hours and comes home later than the wife thought he would when on their dating nights. Than they did on a dating nights, but it doesn't exactly work the way they had planned. But the concern is there to teach them already how to do it. Oh, but there's a greater concern for people that have already been married for 20 or 30 years.
Yeah, they're in a bad pattern already.
Yep, there's a bad pattern, and they start talking about divorce, and we have seen some people divorce. We've seen couples separate.
Yep.
And the goal is here to help people understand, okay, yeah, you may not get along very good today, and you start thinking divorce. He's thinking it, she's thinking it, but they're not talking about it. But they're just in each other's hair. Van smart wat zoals.
Yeah.
And then to help them understand, okay, let's say you get divorced. Okay, now separate and divorce. And your kids are growing. And then there's marriages coming with your children. Like, din kent befriet met een zaafsweem.
Yeah.
And then there's the wedding. He sits over there, she sits over there. It's not a family unit anymore. And grandbabies come, well, you cannot enjoy the grandbabies together.
It ruins everything.
Totally.
Yeah.
Simply because of the selfishness that I cannot get along with my wife or
Yeah.
she can't get along with me.
Yeah.
Like, figure it out.
And then if you say you believe and you just get remarried, then that second marriage is more likely to end in divorce than the first one was.
Exactly.
Like, it's not going to work.
No, and it will give more confusion to your children than ever before. So work it out.
Yeah.
Work it out. There is enough help. I mean, we have a handbook called the Holy Bible.
Absolutely. Well, that's where my passion, obviously, as you know, is tying together what God has done for us with Christ and the church. That whole imagery of Jesus came and died on the cross. Why? To make us his bride, to redeem us, to serve us, to love us. And the church honors the husband and submits to the husband. And it's just this beautiful wedding and marriage. And right from the very beginning, you got Adam and Eve in the garden, and God made this image on purpose.
Yeah.
And so now we're supposed to represent what God has done. What does the husband do for the wife? Well, he gives his life for her.
Right.
He spends his life pursuing her and loving her and cherishing her. What does the wife do in response? She serves him, she honors him, she respects him. Together, what happens? Well, they make this beautiful team, and then they produce children. And that's how all of society is built. You know,
That's right.
It's by marriage. Marriage is the key to the whole thing. And if you have a good marriage, your children might not be trained perfectly, but things work out.
They do.
You know, because there's a unit here, and that we're going somewhere. We love each other. And so, yeah, I think marriage is one of the most important things to emphasize and focus on. First of all, because it talks about God, Christ, and the church, male and female. But second of all, if you want the church to be built and you want families to be successful, the marriages have to mean something.
That's right. And if that doesn't work, then it all falls apart.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Amen. Well, that's a good story. I really appreciate you sharing. But what's next then? You're continuing to build the farm. You got most of your kids working out there now.
That's correct. Yes. Yeah, they're all out there now at the farm.
Spend your summers there, and then the winters more in Cuauhtémoc.
Yeah, it's 4 months. It's November, December, January, and February that we're in Cuauhtémoc.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now you mostly come back for weekends.
I mean, throughout the year, we always come back for the weekends.
Yeah.
We're at church every weekend.
That's cool.
Or almost every weekend,
Yeah.
if we don't travel. But we are off the farm every weekend.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I hope that your ministry to individuals continues to thrive. You know, that young couples would look to you guys and say, how do we make this work? Life is hard. And where do we go? What do we do, right? And so I think you've got a lot of resources to point people to now, and maybe the marriage ministry can continue some way, right?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, the passion is there. That's the passion we have, and the goal to move forward with helping people.
Yeah.
One-on-one is best, of course, and to get together as a conference setting, very good, but then try to help people throughout the year.
Absolutely.
Where it's a one-on-one and you can actually really get something done.
Yeah. Well, man, I would love to talk about, because I know you dig into all these different things, whether it's leadership and business and finances and stewardship and all that. We could talk on and on and on, but for now, I think this will fill people's minds with some good thoughts about marriage and family and all that. So
yes, sir.
Right on. Thank you.
You bet. Thank you.